So there it is. That is the synesthesia Mellotron. Alright, well, excuse my wet hair, I've just come out of the shower. Before us, it was owned by Clive Nolan of Pendragon and Arena, and it's appeared on a few Pendragon and Arena albums, which in itself is really cool. And then before that, it was owned by Martin Orford of IQ, so this would have appeared on the early IQ albums. And then before that, it was owned by Adrian Wagner, descendant of Richard Wagner. Oh my god! The strange thing about the Mellotron is the way you play it, because it's unlike playing a piano or any type of synth or anything like that, because when you push down, you are pushing the tape down onto a tape head. And you can feel it happening, like you can feel the tape sliding underneath the key. You have to push down hard, otherwise you'll get like... You get like a thin sort of quality to it. That's something you can't do with Mellotron plugins. You can add like a crescendo to sounds, like you can do stuff like this. That's literally just the head coming off the tape very slightly. I made a post on the Synthesizer Freaks Facebook group, which is great. Yeah, you guys are great. Anyways, I found out, someone told me there after making a post that it was linked to IQ, that in the late 80s, a certain band called Cardiacs, which is one of my favourite bands ever. Tim Smith of Cardiacs wanted to record a real Mellotron on the album called A Little Man and a House and the Whole World Window. Well, he knew IQ had a real Mellotron, which is this one, and so he got in contact with IQ, said if we could borrow the Mellotron. And so this exact one, back in 1987, 1988, appears on that album, on that Cardiacs album, which is my favourite Cardiacs album and one of my favourite albums of all time. And there it is. I also know that Tim Smith sampled this exact Mellotron, and the samples of this Mellotron appear in subsequent Cardiacs albums. And it's running off a very small little guitar amp, because we're yet to bring this upstairs because it weighs an absolute ton. When we took it off Clive the other night, he gave me a little tip. I don't know if this is bad for the Mellotron in any way, but what you can do is you can, because this is a mechanical switch, it literally, this changes the sound. It's mechanical in the sense that it actually shifts all the tape heads across the entire Mellotron very slightly over, so it hits a different part of the tape for a different sound. Choir, and that's violins, and then flute. Now what you can do, because of the mechanical nature, you can actually combine two sounds together. If you just about get the switch halfway, that's now strings and choir. So I haven't done any recording with it yet, but I definitely will be, and it definitely will be making a lot of appearances on the next Synesthesia album. So there we go, we've got a little bit of little bit of Cardiac's history, a little bit of IQ history, and a little bit of Pendragon and Arena history, and a little bit of Wagner in this Mellotron. And there might be more, for all I know.